Hey everyone, Dis here. There are some new events, and I'm going to cover them as usual. You may have seen my cookie and candy apple pulling video. I got some good stuff, but now I'm going to be talking about the events that come with it, which have actually a lot of different. There's a ranking event. There's quite a wide variety of things to do here. So the first one, very classic, very standard. You do summons and you claim items. So my recommendations, if you need this, you can pick it up. I'm not picking it up this time. Then I would move on to the UR tickets, then maybe the mirrors, and then Togi grabbers. And if you really want, you can get the shards, but you'd have to do a lot of pulls to do that, so you're probably just going to be getting UR tickets. But you can do whatever you want, of course. That's just my recommendations. So however many times you pull is how many tokens you'll get to exchange. You all know the drill, it's the same type thing. I'm a bit late in my editing of this video. There's only like 20 hours left in this event. However, you can still do a little bit of it. I hope you did it, and in case you're watching this and you're from like New Journey or something and you want to hear about it, it's just a very easy delivery event, and you can get some crystals. If you really want, you can get embers, and then there's some stamina. Everything else is kind of worthless in here, but it doesn't take a lot of explorations to do them, and if you ran someone like Skewer, who lowers the delivery time, you could really speed run through like a lot of them. And I mean, in the amount of time we have left, you could pretty easily get enough. But the other event, the one that I just talked about, is still around for a while because it's lasting through the whole time of the ranking event. This one is also gonna have to be for my New Journey peeps because this is already over. This was just log in, claim like 10 free summons, 2 per day, and get some other nice stuff. It's over. I hope you did it. But if you're from a different server who hasn't had this event yet, there's gonna be one event that's like this. You know, this is a pretty standard type. Next we have a sort of top-up event, except it's with crystals. So if you're like me and you're doing the event that we're gonna be talking about next, you will be getting some extra summons and cookie shards, and I believe you can even get the skin, as well as some other stuff, but you're never gonna get to here unless you're a whale. I might not even make it to here. So yeah, that's where I stand on it. And then finally we have our Paradise Dreamland, which has 2 new food souls in it. So you can actually get Fire Crystal Persimmon Cake, and you can get Sweet Lotus Seed Soup Shards. That was very hard to say. Like seashells, whatever. This is actually a classic event. This is just the event where you come in, you do the well, you do the inn, you balance them out equally to get these 2 different items. I mean, I'm sure if you've done any Food Fantasy events, you've seen this. This one is the fighting one. This one I think is the healing one. Yeah, this is the healing one. And this is just another battle one. And yeah, once you have gotten that, you can collect these vases, I believe, and do the bridge, which will be a big boss. And for this boss, you can't use magic souls. So you're going to be using people like Turkey, if you got Cordy, if you have Candy Cane, Wooey, if you have, let's see, who else can you use? I would not recommend using a tank, probably. You can use Mappo if you have her, you can use Rum. And Matcha is actually a good option. This boss only takes basic attack damage. That is rough because beer is a magic food soul. Normally you could use beer, get all your damage in, be done. And also he has a powerful AoE, which means Candy Cane's gonna be pretty important. Okay, so since I have started, this part has updated. I now use Matcha, because he's necessary. And that skill that I just clicked on, that is actually the one that you want to use instead of the energy one that I'm using because I'm an idiot. Moving on. The real challenge is going to be the amount of damage you can get. You have to deal over 18 million, which I think means you have to get below 60%. Also, a side note, you can take continuous damage, but you can also dispel it. So if you have some kind of dispelling, that's good. And you take a massive 90% HP chunk. So if you have invulnerability or a healing talent, that's good. And you can get stunned. I believe it can be cancelled. I'm pretty sure it can be dispelled. Yes, it can. Past dis. It definitely can. So why did I say use matcha? Matcha actually has a cheap beer ability where you can silence one party member. And if you have this skill very good, you can buff your team a lot and, you know, kind of beat this event pretty easily. The only problem is you could still be stunned, so I don't know. It's not very handy. To avoid this problem, don't put anyone that can cleanse your own team because you want to make sure the silence is actually kept up. You can actually remove his debuff, which is actually a buff, with cleansing your team, so don't do that. You know, that's not a good idea. And use the healing ability to cancel the stun. That's the strat, okay? I'll just briefly cover how to actually do the event. So, at these time intervals, which should be correctly mapped to your time zone, they were to mine, you need to claim all of these, which you can use in the inn and well. You can also directly buy these from the store for crystals. You can get 200. I only have 32 left I can buy. They recently added another 100, so I guess you can buy 300 now. Yeah, but that's expensive, so it's on you. You can't buy either of these two. You have to buy these and then obtain them. And remember, if you take nothing else from this video, do a balance of them so that you don't end up with all of one and none of the other, because you have to exchange both of them at an equal rate to get your tea leaves, which on top of giving you these great rewards will also count for your points towards the event. So yeah, this event's pretty simple. I mean, it is expensive. It's gonna cost you a lot of crystals. I believe if you buy all the crystals and you claim all of these, you can get some pretty good stuff. I don't know if it will take you all the way to the 980. I think it might. It usually does. It might not because I only have 300, but I don't know. We'll find out. Other than that, there's not really all that much to this event. So I'll see you all in the next video. I hope you enjoyed. If you found it helpful, let me know. Leave me a like, maybe subscribe, and also ask questions in the comments. I'm down to help you with whatever you may need. Goodbye.